Right.
All right, welcome back to a podcast inspired. We're here with Dolores Nada, master trainer and CEO of Performance Outcomes and Associates, and I am her daughter, Micaela Nada, writer and librarian in children's librarian fields and young adult novels. We're here today to talk about love. Again, this is the month of love. This is February. And we talked last week about the different kinds of love we have in our lives. We have agape, eros, philia. And we want to talk today specifically about philia love or the love between friends. And as you can see by my mom's beautiful outfit, we are all decked out to talk about love today, hearts and red and everything cutesy. And, I might not be feeling the love this Valentine's Day. I'm a little bit of a lonely heart. So I'm going to do my true love, Disney, Disneyland.
Turn to the back. Turn to the back. Woo!
Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to talk about love today. My mom's going to take it away by talking more about the kind of philia we experience in the workplace.
Yay! This is my area of expertise. Since 2002, I've been working with teams in the workplace. Thank you, Micaela. And I wanted to add one more thing. Just to give kudos to my daughter because I mean, really, how many daughters would want to do a podcast with their mothers? I don't know if deep down inside she's like, what the heck am I doing? But I just wanted to say thank you, Miha, for helping me with this. I always had an idea of how would I be able to bless somebody in the community with the knowledge that I've acquired since many years ago, 22 years ago, technically as a business owner, and a full-time employee and a mother of three and a wife. It's been a road. So I'm here now wanting to just share any little bit of information that I can share with you all. But I'm so thankful that my daughter has been able to agree to jump on. So I appreciate you, Miha, with all my heart. And number one, love is definitely the love that I have for you and your brothers. And that is as unconditional as it can be. You know, we're only humans, but um, there's nothing you can do to ever take the love away. I always tell them that to all three of them, my hearts. Explain the hearts.
Yeah, so my mom, when we were kids, she would tell you, I love you with all of my heart. And then she would tell us all of that. It was three of us. So we got into our head, we were like, wait, you only have one heart. Like, how do you love each of us with all your heart? And she was like, oh no, I have a different heart for each of you. And my older brother, who's the jokester in the family, goes, yeah. So your Mika heart, which is what they call me, is like this. And the Diego heart, my little brother, the golden child, is like this. And then the Chompy heart, my older brother, it's like this.
And it would just move, just
Just
barely
barely.
in the heart. They still do that, but it's always a joke because they know that I can't choose loving one more than the other. But you know, different personality styles, so you approach your children differently. I'm sure that that's what a lot of you have done as well. Thank you, Michaela, for complimenting my cutesy Valentine's Day image or approach. I love hearts. I love hearts, and I love flowers. As you can see in my background, I love roses and I love hearts. And I also like Mickey. I love Mickey and I love Minnie. So I want you to know that that's the reason why I wore my hearts. But for teams, oh, I've been working with such amazing teams over the last let's see, this is 2024 now. It's 22 years. I've been working with teams from the agricultural companies to Head Start and early childhood education. Those are kind of my two top clients. A lot of the business world, just in general, will hire me. And what I do first and foremost is I go in and I help teams. I help them to be more efficient, to work together better. And what I always find is that the team dynamics can be different in all these different industries, but the team needs are the same. We work together as human beings trying to get along. And many times, after I've peeled the onion away, after being with an organization for months and months, I can tell you that it's always something or someone who has hurt someone else with what they said, or spoken badly about someone behind their back after they knew they were supposed to be friends, air quotes. We oftentimes have the, when we go to work, we want it to be like a family. But I have to tell you, in my 22 years of experience, it's not. We have to be very respectful and stay professional when we are in the workplace. It's hard though, especially in the teams that are small, like your teams that are 10 or 15 people that work closely together. You do become a family, especially after so many years together. You can finish each other's sentences, and those are the ones that are the toughest, because when something happens to hurt one person, and they can't share it, they don't know how to communicate that, it can start to wear on the team. And you'll see that, because the productivity will go down, because there'll be a split, there'll be a division. And I'm the type of person that will go in and I talk to everyone and I say, I just want you to trust me. I'm here. I don't fire. I don't hire. I'm here because I want the workplace to be more harmonious. So in saying that, I want to talk about my earrings. Yeah, I know. Look at these hearts. It's red, pink, and a little bit of purple at the bottom. So why are these earrings important? Because one of the trainings that I had with a beautiful group of people, Head Start, there was a gal who came in with wearing these earrings, and I complimented them because, again, hearts and roses. And if you could see the other side of my office, it's just the walls covered with roses. I want to be real clear though. I don't usually accept gifts. So now I've said the end of the story. But there's a gal named Lucero. She'll know. I won't say her last name or whatever. But it was near Valentine's Day. We had a great workshop on the one thing, and it was about time management, managing, your priorities at work. And at the end of the workshop, I'm excusing everybody and saying what a wonderful time we had. And she reaches over and she pulls these off of her ear and she gives them to me. And I said, wow. I said, Lucero, you don't have to give those to me. I said, I think they're beautiful. They look beautiful on you. And she goes, no, no, no. From my heart, you have worked with us for so long, and I love what you share with us. You give us peace. You give us, some great information, and you've helped us so much. Can you please accept these? So I told her that every Valentine's Day I would wear them from that point on. And here I am wearing my earrings. Thank you, Lucero. But that's back to what Micaela was saying, was that's philia love, right? That's friendship love. It's what you feel for someone that's not a relative, and you just want to get to know them. I wonder if if all of you here can identify quickly in your mind somebody who you just knew that they were brought into your path for a reason, and that they served that purpose immediately and you bonded immediately. That's a perfect example. Whoever that is in your mind that you're thinking of is filial love. That's the friendship love that we all have with someone. And there was a book that said, if you have 5 of those, if you have at least 2 to 3, but 5 max, you are a blessed person, because to have those kinds of love, that they have no obligation to love you that deeply, it's a blessing. It's a gift. Right, Mia?
Yeah, I immediately think of these friends that I made in high school, and we have this core constellation of friends that I know, if I ever need anything, or if I ever, I don't know, they're just gonna be there for me my whole life. I just know it.
Yeah, talk about Kristen, how beautiful her little notes are, and it just like, they
Yeah,
go above and beyond.
Kristen, my friend Kristen. So Kristen Stiles, she is a longtime friend. We met in freshman year of high school, and we just one of the people that I knew instantly. We were going to be great friends, and we connected. And even throughout the years, she's always been a very thoughtful gift giver. And so she'll send me care packages with like little, like snacks or whatever, but each thing will have a little note attached to it explaining why it was included, whatever inside joke, whatever thing made her think of me. And it's just so thoughtful and kind. And my love language is quality time and physical touch. It's not even gifts, but getting gifts from Kristen is always so amazing because they're so heartfelt and thoughtful. She's really great.
And they're just tiny. Like they're not expensive. Like I've seen something come through and it was just like a little package, and maybe it was like a little picture of something that reminded her of you
Yeah,
and
for
this.
example, like we both really liked the Lightyear movie, the Buzz Lightyear movie that came out that was voiced by Chris Evans, who's one of my favorite actors. So she went to, there's like two really good friends in the movie Lightyear. And so she went to McDonald's to try and find the toys of Chris Evans's character Buzz Lightyear and the other character that he's friends with, and got the toys and sent them to me and put little notes on them because like we're the good friends from the movie. And it was just so thoughtful, and just she'll pile up gifts like that. I mean, she thinks about that stuff like that all the time. She'll pile up gifts for like 3, 4 months and send me a package with a million curated gifts, thinking about what's so special about our relationship, and it's very sweet.
You know, another great relationship is the relationship we have with animals because they are unconditional. They will always love you no matter what.
That's some agape love.
That's some agape love. And we have a little doggy named
He's
Azul.
not so little.
He's not
Azul
little.
is a German Shepherd Black Lab mix. He weighs about 100 pounds. He's a gentle giant. He's my service dog. And I'm so blessed to have him in my life. Literally changed my life getting him. And it's been an amazing
We
experience.
love him.
My parents
So,
are not animal people. They don't have a fondness for creatures. We had a dog for 18 years, never once set foot inside the house. And they let this dog on their rug with their, I mean, they get so excited to take him on walks and feed him treats. It's so funny because they did not ever act this way about any other animal, but they love Azul.
yes, he's our good
And it's
doggy.
so funny because my parents live in this, gated community. Everyone knows each other's business, and they know my parents not because of their names, but because like, oh, they're the ones with Azul.
And he's not even here very
He's not
often,
even
but
there all the time because
when he
he lives
is
with me.
here, beautiful example of agape love. Animals give you unconditional love, even when you hurt them, which I don't even want to talk about that. But, you know, that's a good example of that love. So, I wanted to show you something. I was thinking about this all week of a recipe that I wanted to share with you. Low Carb Love is a really fun lady that I follow. She does these reels on low carb eating, and she talked about cottage cheese ice cream. And I know that's like a thing right now, you know, that everybody's trying to do that. So I wanted to share that with you guys as a way to show love. I'm not playing when I talk about I love hearts and roses, okay? But so I made a batch. Here they are.
Wow, look at that. That looks
It's so
beautiful.
delicious. Okay, so if we don't get our famous guest chef to do anything for us, I want to share with you how I did this. See, it's almost like a bark,
How does it
but
taste?
oh my gosh, it's so good. I'll take it back. Mm, mm.
What flavor is it?
Raspberry.
Mm.
Mm, delish. You wouldn't think you're like cottage cheese. Cottage cheese has a lot of protein, everyone, and so um, that's the base of it. You put 1 cup of cottage cheese, a cup of berries. I wanted raspberries because of the punch, the tang, and then you put I put some stevia, a little splash of half and half because I felt like it wasn't blending well. And then I poured it on a cookie sheet with parchment paper below it. And then I sprinkled it with no sugar added, small little chips, some pecans, and then some more raspberries. and then it froze within an hour. And it's like having an ice cream bar. Now we could do that with a stick too. You could do like I
Popsicles?
don't know if the Yaros, is that YASSO or something like that.
Yeah,
There's a
so
brand, huh?
yeah, so
Yasso. They have a brand that's mint and chip or whatever that I
mhm.
buy at Costco once in a while. I mean, you could do the same thing with that. You just dip it in with a stick, right? So that's a good way because this is giving you low sugar and high protein. One of these little sections is probably about, I would say, 10 to 15, because I put a little bit of Greek yogurt as well, just because I love tang and I wanted it to be tangier, you know. And so you're gonna get you some. You're gonna think you're eating dessert and you're getting some good protein. That's what it's all about, everyone. We need to increase the protein and take away that sugar. Okay, sugar is deadly to your brain. We talked about self love before. Sugar is not good for your brain. All right. Last but not least, I picked a few little in my training. I talk about just kind of motivating and inspiring my participants. So I have these little. They're just little discs that have little sayings on them and to encourage someone. So I put them in a bag and I ask them, if they've answered a question I ask them, okay, get a disc, I forget what it's called, motivational chip. And this one, I pulled them out and I pulled three and I said, let me share this with those who are listening. So it says, if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. How do you see that, Mia? What do you think? Do you relate to that in any way?
Oh yeah, every time I've wanted to accomplish a new task or learn a new skill, that kind of thought comes to mind because I really value the idea that difficult things have the power to change us, even if they're not something we want to go through.
Mm-hmm.
So, whenever I've encountered something difficult, learning a new skill or going through a hard time in my life, I know that whatever is on the other side will at least be different than it is now because it will change the circumstances. And that's always encouraging and exciting to know that we have the power to change our future. We have the power to change our lives.
Mm-hmm. Here's another one. Struggling, this is encouraging because it's exactly what you said. Struggling makes you stronger. I
Yep,
believe that
that's
too.
right.
A lot of us have our struggle stories. Go ahead,
Mhm.
Mia.
I was gonna say, yeah, like, that's a hard one because like no one wants to struggle and struggling can be
Mhm.
very heartbreaking. But I will tell you when I tell people, I mean people don't assume that I about the things that I've gone through in my life. And when I tell people about stuff that I've gone through, they're like, "Wow, you're so strong. You're so brave." And I never really but it's true because I've been through such adversity. I am a stronger person.
Mhm.
And I mean, just looking back even 10 years ago, like the things that took me out back then, I handle now because like I've grown and changed and struggled through it. So that's great encouragement.
So that gives the listener some faith that you just got to see it through, right? Push through
Hmm.
it. But get help, those are some of the things that helped you, right? You got you
Hmm.
you recognize that you needed some things to help for your mental health, right? You
Hmm.
needed those outside situations to help you to get better.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Hmm. And then the last one is, and this one's for me because I often think, why am I doing this? I mean, really, is anyone listening? But then I think even just one person, and every time these podcasts air, I get one or two comments. Oh, do I want? There was somebody who just got a million subscribers. They were celebrating. They got their millionth subscriber. I was like, will that ever be me? But you know what? I really don't care because I am here to impart some information that I really feel that I'm led to share with all of you. I've done this for so long. I can't be done yet. I've got to share this with you guys cuz maybe it'll help you. But this last chip, motivation chip says, you can influence the world. We can. We can, Micaela. We can with our story. So get out there and love. Say the things that you think and you think, "Oh, that's too corny. I don't want to say it." "Oh, I'm going to look stupid if I share that. If I become vulnerable." No, people love when you say something to them. That's one thing you do really well, honey, because whenever we go out shopping or go out into the world somewhere, I noticed even if we're just out for an hour, you've at least complimented 5 people. And I think you do it sincerely, you
I do
know?
it intentionally because I, you know, um when I was really struggling with my mental health, I would have a hard time finding things to enjoy and appreciate in the world. But I read much of my mom told me about how, like the best way to get through a dark time is to like give back. And I didn't have the capacity to do that in any big way. But I thought if I can at least make my day make someone else's day better, then like at least my day was a good day, you know? So even if I'm super sad or having a rough time or really rushed, I try and take a moment to intentionally, well, whoever I interact with in line or in, waiting or seeing in the same grocery store aisle, if I notice something about them that I genuinely appreciate, I'll tell them because it's just a bright spot in their day. And even if they're like weird about it or whatever, like, they're not going to remember me in 5 minutes. And if they do remember me in 5 minutes, it's because something positive. So, on the days that I have a hard time, I really try and brighten other people's days because at least my day was good in one way by helping someone else
Mhm.
out.
It's true. That's the best way to get out of maybe a depressed state is to notice, to give to someone else.
Hmm.
And when you give to someone else, when you show philia love, that's friendship, even it is if it's with a stranger.
Hmm.
It's still friendship because somebody was blessed by something you said. Something made them feel better. I'll tell you someone who I just heard from, and he says to me, he says, Dolores, he says, I was having a down day and at work, and he just had a haircut, and he didn't know if that haircut was good or not, was, attractive enough. And, when you're in the mid 20s, so you're always constantly talking about, or, looking at yourself and evaluating yourself. But anyway, long story short, he said that at work, someone came in and they said, "You are beautiful." And and he said he took like a step back and thought, "Okay." And then he said, "Thank you," because, he didn't know what else to say. But to share that with me days later means it affected him.
Hmm.
And maybe that was a day where he was feeling like he wasn't beautiful or he wasn't, attractive.
You know what that
And
reminds me of though?
mm,
My little brother when he was a baby, little kid. Every time he saw a woman and he would go up to me like, "You're so gorgeous. You're so beautiful. Wow." And he'd like pick random flowers and give them to people, be like, "You're so beautiful. Here's a flower." And it's just like such sincerity and sweetness from a little kid, you know?
yes.
We lose that as we get older, that ability
Hmm.
to, recognize goodness in other people and call it out and be honest about the things we appreciate in each other. So it's just so refreshing when we do have those moments.
So this Valentine's Day, remember what we said. A kind word is so empowering to the person that you're giving it to. It really does inspire them. Like, maybe that was a sad day, And I think that's where we're going to end. I'm
Yeah.
just so happy that I had a chance to talk to you about my earrings and about my beautiful cottage cheese ice cream, and to spend this time with my wonderful, amazing, beautiful daughter.
Thank you guys. Have a great one, and we'll talk to you next week.
Adios.